Hi, my name is Allison Smith Steffenhagen. I started working on plays at the Mabel Tainter when I was 15 in about 1999, aging myself. And I worked on about 30 to 35 plays over the course of about 8 years. And then at one point I became a tour guide and building supervisor for an additional 3 years. And that ended in 2006, and then now I'm coming back this year as an event planner, the director of the PARANOMICON conference. So I have I have 3 main paranormal stories. The first paranormal story that I have is I was sitting in the back row of the theater in the balcony, and to the left of me, chairs just started going down one at a time along the entire row. And I thought at first, oh, well, it's just a section of chairs, so maybe something bumped them and they all went down. But then at appropriate amount of time for someone to have walked past the aisle, the next row of chairs started to go down, all the way through, all the way to me. Didn't put any chairs down next to me, and then a couple chairs to the right of me went down. And so in that moment, I was kind of like, oh, hey Henry Doty, there you are. So that was sort of my biggest story. My first story of whatever happened was when I was very new to working at the theater as a tour guide and building supervisor. I was locked up after one of my shifts, probably my first shift alone. And I turned off all the lights in the theater, I bagged up the garbage, locked the front door, set the alarms, walked around to the back of the building, opened up the lid of the garbage can, put in the garbage, closed the lid of the garbage can, and there was a light on in the janitor's room. And I thought, oh, well, that's weird. I'm sure I turned it off, but okay. So I went to the front of the building to turn that light, to go back and to turn that light off. And as I walked around to the front of the building, it was obvious that every single light in the entire theater was on. Every bathroom, every single room, not anything that's all on one switch. They were all turned on. And some of them were ones, were actually the room that we're in right now. I had to stand on a table to turn the lights on and off, so I was certain that I had turned those lights off. So when I got to this room, I thought, oh my, this is definitely abnormal. And I got a little scared, but I was fine. And then my phone rang, and I probably jumped about 10 feet and quickly turned off all the lights. And after that, I was never in the theater alone again. I always brought a friend with me to work. I was never actually scared of what could be happening, but I still didn't really want to be alone, I guess. It happened on multiple occasions. My friend Andrew was with me at work. Almost the exact same thing happened where we, closed the garbage can and some of the lights were back on in the theater. I've also been out to dinner on Main Street after having worked, walking back to my car, some of the lights are back on in the theater. Specifically, this is the pastor study, specifically this room quite frequently. And after that first night, after that happened, I went up to Vicky, who was my coworker at the time, and I said, this is what happened to me. I think it's the ghost. They turned the lights on. And she said, oh yeah, that was just your initiation into the theater. And then the other kind of main story that I have is that I was working in the front office, and we could hear piano playing. My coworker and I could hear a piano playing on the stage, and we thought, oh, did you let someone in? Did you let someone into the auditorium? So we went in there, and there was a piano, but no one there. So we went back out into the office, and we could hear the piano playing again. So those are my stories.